All right. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Lucia, how are you? Thanks for the super heart. Appreciate it. What is going on? Actually, I'm going to back this up here. I wasn't digging these first strokes here. There we go. Okay. Space Murph! What is going on? Hey, Lindsay, how are you? Yeah, he's coming around. Coming about. Not bad from what we worked on yesterday here, which is this guy right here. Well, it's the same guy, but this is the rough sketch of him. This is where we are. We're just kind of filling in some things, adding some detail, lots of fur details and stuff like that. Come on, right on. Yeah, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it. Right now, we're just filling in some of these layers here. We have different types of layers for the hair, and all that stuff. So I'm just going in here now. I'm just kind of filling in some spots that are really easy to miss if you have all your layers off. So I'm just going in there now and thinking about the forms and just changing the color values based off of where the light is in the room and what his fur is doing as well. So yeah, it's coming around, digging it. Back to my other layer here. Some darker little shadows and things that you can put underneath the hair itself. Especially right here. I'm just going to increase the opacity here, the light pressure. There we go. Put some hair over the teeth too. He's a fuzzy guy. Thank you. And I do have to redo the eye colors, because there's too much of a fuzzy thing going around the iris itself. So I do need to address that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm just going to make a marquee selection here. I'm not sure how that happened, but it got really, really kind of jaggedy around the edges. So all I want to do is clean that up a little bit, but I'm going to have to redo the color of the eye. So I'm going to do that with you right now. So I'm just going to flatten this. Actually, I'm going to grab this color because I really like that color. Actually, I need to go with the base color. There we go. Decisions, decisions. Okay, so this top part right here is just a reflection. I'm going to get rid of that, just to kind of remove the stuff that isn't on that layer. So there we go. Deselect that, and that looks like, yeah, that looks like what we want right there. That looks decent. Okay, so I'm just going to grab this one right here and delete it, and I'm going to copy and paste this one. So copy and paste, then move this over. Put that like right here. A little closer. I think I'm going to take the his left pupil and move it a little closer to the center here. Something like that. There we go. Looks about right. And then just kind of, I guess, merge these two together. And actually, I'm not going to do that because I want to treat each eye individually before mixing those down. And then, let's see. Hey, what's up, Don? How are you? Don and John in the house, right after one another. How's it going? So let's do the right one, I guess, first. I'm going to grab like a blue color, kind of like this. And let's see. I'll go a bit darker, a little bit more desaturated. What's up, David? How you doing, man? Still need that a little bit darker. Let's see. I had the right color yesterday. I forgot what it was, though. Let's see. Let's just try this first. All right. And then maybe we'll blur it out there just a little bit. Not with that one, but with oops. And this guy. Yeah. Something like that. Here with green in there. Let's see. A bit darker. There we go. And then something like this. And then Cookie Monster lands on Mars. grab just a little bit of yellow in here. Hey Helen, how are you? And just kind of grab the bottom here, because what happens if the light is coming from this hot spot right here on the eye, then we're going to get a little bit of a secondary reflection by the bottom of the eye there, or the pupil, or the iris rather. I'm all over the place today. I'm all out of sorts. There we go, something like that. I'm going to go a little bit darker. Grab this blue right here, something like that. And then a little darker, and then mix these suckers up. Oh man, pizza? I'm having pizza tonight. Can't wait. Some keto pizza in the fridge. Pizza is always the great equalizer to beating stress, I would say. That and Netflix. Something like that. Alright, and then I'm going to grab this green brush here, come back in the middle a little bit, and bring some of this green back. There we go. Something like that. There we go. Straighten this out just a little bit. All right. And then there's a couple of other things. Oh, you know what? I don't even have... Yeah, that's right. I hid them. That's why. These specular highlights in here that really, really make the eyes pop. We're talking about the reflection of the fur in the eyeball down here, and then just the light source coming from up here. That adds a bunch too. I forgot about that. So yeah, I'm also now just going to take this eye again. I'm just going to trash this one. Oh, excuse me. And duplicate this one and just bring it on over. Hey, what's up, Miriam? How are you? Thanks for being here. So yeah, now we've got some decent colored eyeballs there. I do want to continue on with this fur, though. That was bothering me for a little bit. Also, you know what I haven't done this whole entire time was a shadow layer. It's normally like the second thing that I do, but for some reason I completely overlooked it. Alright. So, I'm going to grab this layer here. Let's grab that layer. What? Is it working now? Huh. I guess I can't double stack layers here. So how am I going to do this? Alright, well let's just get the shadow layer established first. I'm not quite sure what's happening here. There we go. Okay, we have shadows. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is a that's a classic. I think I got this in like 2003, and still going strong. All right, so I'm just going to throw this down really loosely. So it might look a little bit off, but I'm just kind of putting down where I see that there will be shadows. So let's kind of just throw this on and see what happens. Go. Just come back in here and cut out some of the hair shapes here. Get a shadow going here. And then we're also going to just dial it back a bit. I don't know if I'm going to do just like a really hard erase or a soft one. We'll figure that out. Haven't even done the ears yet, now that I'm looking at this. Huge fail on the ears. Have to fix those in a bit too. Let's go over here. Hey Pablo, how you doing, man? All right, so again, I'm just putting the areas where I think shadows are going to be, but it's very, very rough, and I'm going to end up fine-tuning this once I get the first pass complete here. So he's got a big noggin, so his head is probably blocking the light from hitting the top of his shoulders here. So all of this will be cast into shadows. So we're just going to mark this, all of this as well. And we're going to use a selection of just wand selections, pretty much, to fine-tune this so it's not so sloppy. Hey, how's it going, Nutters? Thanks for being here. Thank you so much for the award. And then down here, there's going to be some shadows too, just a few. And I also forgot to put his fingers in. Jeez, what kind of character designer am I? Do the same thing on this side here. Anything that's dark will be the farthest from us, so even though it is the arm and there's only like a few inches from the top of the arm here, over here, light does not wrap around objects at all. It bounces and will reflect off of objects, but it will not wrap around an object. So things that are farthest from us will always be a bit darker, and that's how you illustrate that, to make it look round too. give that sense of dimension. Especially with hair, it's a little bit more difficult because you also have to put drop shadows and things like that on certain kind of hairs just to make them look like they're kind of poking out a bit, you know? I use the points every time I own. Aw, I appreciate that. What's up, Dark? How you doing, man? Thanks for being here. All right, so we got little shadows under the kneecaps too. Put that there. All right, and maybe like he's got a little tuft of hair up here that's a little bit longer, so maybe we'll put some drop shadows on some of these individual strands too, just to kind of push those out a bit, and also just put a little bit of a drop shadow here too, like so. And then underneath here where the teeth are, I'm also going to change the color of the teeth. I think they're just a bit too bright. Right. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Same thing down here. Just really just... It's Kevin Gowdy, by the way. Oh, dude! Good to see you, man. What is shaking? It's been a minute. Yeah, I'm multi-streaming, so I'm on Twitch, but I'm also on Haps, which is my home base for the multi-streaming here. I don't know if you know about Haps, but it's a really cool app, and you should check it out and at least give it a shot. This is where I'm pretty much parked now, especially considering Periscope will be no longer with us at the end of this month, which is crazy. Bowie meets Star Trek, love it. That's actually what I said on the live stream yesterday as I was doing his uniform. I'm like, I kind of want that over, like Star Trek Next Generation crossover right there. I even drew a little button in there too that I don't think I put. Well, I know I didn't put it because it's not there, but it is in the shot. It's ready for some action. Definitely look into it. Yeah, download it, man. It's really cool. Great community. A what? A what? LOL, what? You said... Oh. Yeah, I pronounce the T's. It's not a button. A button? A button? It's a button. Button. I put the button. All right. So let's take these individual selections here and start dialing back this these shadows a bit. Boom of NFTs. Yeah. Totally getting on that as well. So I've been working on some new stuff. Take robots 2000. Oh my god. That's funny. I like that crossover. That's cool. Okay. So we just need to erase all of the parts that... Whoops. Inverse my selection here. So yeah, Now that I have this selection, I can go in here and just easily erase the outside here. With the exception of the shirt. For some reason the shirt didn't take, but that's okay. Just erasing this out a little bit. I'm definitely going to be sculpting this character too. I think he's so like cute and endearing that he deserves to be sculpted and all that fun stuff. So I'll be doing that at some point this week as well. So be on the lookout for that. It should be a fun stream or two. Main sculpting software is Medium in the VR headset, and then ZBrush. I'm actually doing some pretty crazy stuff with ZBrush just to give you a little taste of my first NFP here, or NFT. NFP, what the hell am I talking about? But this is a rhino that I sculpted, and then I'm using some of the new ZBrush functions to features rather, like this new brush, to really get this interesting detail going on with the horn and all that. So really excited about this. So this is my first, you guys are getting a glimpse of the first NFT that I'm going to drop at some point soon. Really excited about that. Still exploring the whole dynamics of how NFTs work, and you know how much we have to put in. I hear there's gas fees. I don't know. Do I have to drive? Do I have to buy someone a gallon of gas? I'm not sure how it works. But yeah, here's a glimpse of the actual piece here. I'm quite excited about it. And here is another, yeah. So this is the base sculpt that I did, I think, a couple of broadcasts ago. And then you just go in there and just layer it. It's coming around. I still have the whole hind legs and the butt area to do too, but for the most part, it's laid out. And it's looking pretty good. But anyways. But yeah, ZBrush and Medium are my tools of choice. For sure. Excuse me. So I'm also going to erase back some of these shadows. A lot of shadows aren't really like that harsh, you know, especially throughout. So shows better at ZBrush. I struggle with the interface. Dude, I struggled with the interface for years. And then one day it just made sense to me because I had this gig with Wacom where I went to Portland to do one of their commercials. And they didn't have someone for the ZBrush section. Like, they just wanted artists working on a tablet like this and, you know, just going through the features and stuff like that. So they had each resident artist go on and design something and get approved, you know, for the Wacom commercial. So I did mine. It was like a little character. His name was Nib, taken after the nibs. A nib is something that you put on the end of your tablet that looks like that. It's a little piece of toothpick, but it's the thing that actually grabs the screen. And anyways, they didn't have a ZBrush character artist, and they asked me if I knew anybody or if I could do it myself, and I was like, yeah, I could do it. For sure I could do it. So they put me on for 2 spots, you know, the 2D drawing and then the 3D character design in ZBrush, but I didn't know how to do it. I accepted a job I had no idea how to do, which is basically my career so far. Like, can you do this? And I'm thinking, I can't do that. Sure can. And then I spend the first few days of that job sweating bullets because I'm learning how to do it first, and then I'm performing it, doing the job. Which is kind of cool when you think about it, you know, because you're getting paid to learn something. Oh, thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, I think this character's name might be Weefy. You know, gonna explore that a little bit more. I do like that. But we shall see. Yeah, thanks for the comments. I appreciate that. Oh, and I also need a ground plane shadow, so he's not just floating in air. That's another good thing to give your characters a sense of weight, is to give them a drop shadow. Drop shadows work really well. His ears come out to here, so what I like doing is kind of like figuring out how far the shadow goes, you know, width-wise. So it'll probably be like right here and right here. And that part of the shadow will be the least bright. There we go. And then again, we'll just come back in here. We'll reinforce this and erase it back a little bit. So we'll add a bunch of it right here and right here. Because right now his eyes are blocking a lot. And I'm thinking like there's going to be a shadow right here and right here. But I'm also going to put some orange in there. There's going to be some subsurface scattering going on here. Yeah, something like this. Like that. Hey, what's up, dude? How are you? What is shaking? How's it going? What's up, Michelle? So like all underneath here, I think, you know, we're just gonna kind of mark this in really, really loosely. And then just erase it back in a second here. Because right now it's a little too pronounced. But again, I want to mark where the shadows are going to be and then just kind of cut them back with a nice feathered eraser. Who's the new character on the block? He is a very young character. His name at the moment is Weefy. And it's spelt like you would spell out Wi-Fi. Weefy. I come in here with a soft eraser and just kind of knock this back a little bit, like feather it off. Just like that. Hey, what's up, Sorry? How are you? Thanks for being here. Okay, so I'm just going to erase this back a little bit too, because it's a little bit too harsh of a transition, and then come back in here and just put in the individual hairs and things like that, just to kind of really sell the shadow. So then soften it up and then just go in there with a brush and do the highlights. Cecil, dude, oh my god, that's awesome. Totally forgot about Cecil. That's awesome. There we go. So it's coming around, you know. Then I would go back in there. You know, it's a little too soft, so come back in here with like a semi opaque brush and just kind of bring some individual hairs in there. You know. Some shadows on these ones. Definitely going to add some more hair in the middle here. Same thing here. Shadow kind of ends abruptly, so just if you put just a couple of like lines in there, and you're also thinking about the light as well. You know, it's important. There we go. Something like that. All right. So you were turning some of these characters into actual figurines with a 3D printer. Yeah. I have a Elgu Mars Pro resin printer, and it's really cool. Printing some good stuff off there. I'm actually giving them away. I'm giving one away every month for those that contribute to my channel here. Basically $5 or more. We had one last month. Shout out to Lucia for winning that. All right. It's coming about. Yeah, just to show you an example, I actually have them up here. There's one right there. Little dude. Yeah, I don't know if you're following my Instagram, but I'm doing, I've done my second successful augmented reality uh, effect, one of which involves a business that my girlfriend and I are going into where she's fabricating these hats and I'm doing the pendants in the middle. So she's like setting them up and decorating it and sewing and placing the 3D print of this flaming skull. Yeah, you saw that? Cool. Thanks, man. Yeah. And then I did this Hall of Mirrors with this painting that I have right to the right of me over here, and that just blew my mind. Like every time I look at it, it looks pretty interesting. Like to me, it does at least. Um, so I'm really looking forward to um, having a different kind of layer of art happening using augmented reality. So now when someone buys an art piece of mine, chances are you're going to be able to go into your phone and trigger something with the art. So that's just going to be commonplace in my art from this point on. I'm also going to put a shadow in here now that we're doing shadows. I think I'm going to do a nice hard shadow right in here. Sure it matches this right here. Because there is this kind of shadow that happens, especially with the light direction on this one. And then I guess let's see. With a hard eraser, we're just going to knock this back. I think the angle's just a little bit off. Something like that. And then I'm not going to make the angle too sharp. So I do want, all this right here. Okay. I forgot that I was also on a layer that already had shadows, so there's some conflicting occurring here. So I'm just bring this in a bit and then smooth this out so it's not as pronounced. You don't want it too pronounced. Just there. So just erase that back a bit. Same thing over here. There we go. That looks much better. And then I guess what I can also do is just make a little shadow at the bottom too. So I'm going to select, is this the left or right? I'm just going to merge these now. Select the wand tool here. And then invert the selection. And then just come in here with that shadow, come back into the multiply layer. It's a lot of back and forth, especially with selections and things like that, especially when you want to use the software to your advantage. There are a couple of tricks you need to kind of get under your belt so it's easier on you. Alright, so just want a little bit of a shadow at the bottom. That works too. And then I guess finally to sell that off, I want to do this like little rim highlight here. So I'm going to grab this brush here and we'll do one more layer above this. This will be kind of like a highlight layer. We'll select this yellow, but we'll bump it up a bit, just brighten it up. Like that. Roots with my art, starting a print company with a few friends. So far we have one large format printer. Dude, that's awesome. That's very cool. Congrats. Just a little bit of a highlight. There we go. That's awesome, man. That's the right business to be in these days. Okay, I did want to color. Actually, you know what I need to do is do this guy's ears. His ears are all. I don't know why I keep avoiding his ears. Actually, I got to go pretty soon because I have a talk with the home slices over at HAPS. There's a roundtable discussion about art, and they invited me on, so I'll be on talking about that at 3 o'clock. So if you're not following me on my HAPS page, please feel free to do so if you want to check that out. Go. Also going to get rid of the shadows on the inside of his feet. So let's find his feet, and grab the wand tool again. So again, just making selections, just so I can access. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the shadow that's going underneath him is also going across his feet. So I'm just making another one of these wand selections, and then with the eraser, just whoops, making sure we're on the shadow layer. Again, we're doing a lot of bouncing back and forth. But the idea is to make the selection on the layer that we want to erase the shadow off of, and then going back to the shadow layer once we've made that adjustment. Oh, this foot is on another layer? Is that what's going on? Wait, how's that possible? Oh, because I didn't make a wand selection here. It probably would have helped. So I have to go back to, again, the foot layer. Boom. Select the feet with the wand tool. I'll just select the inside here. There we go. And then go back to the shadow layer because we have that nice selection right there, and then just erase the inside. That way we don't need to be too precise with the way we're erasing here because we're selecting a boundary. There we go. I also need to fix this up a little bit. So let's just go to the feet here while it's fresh in our minds. I'm also going to save this because we're making some good progress, and we haven't saved. Tisk, tisk. Okay, so with this color right here, I'm going to go to the feet. There we go. And just fine tune this selection a little bit. A chip missing, there we go. And that other one looks pretty good. Elizabeth, how are you? Thank you for being here. Okay, let's just erase this little part right there. And then I'm going to use this top color right here because his boots are a bit dark. And I think one way to kind of offset that a little bit is to provide a little bit of a shadow for the top part of his foot here. It's going to make it a little bit more three-dimensional. So I'm just going to make a mark just like this, which kind of outlines the top plane of the foot. That just looks like there's a little bit of light going across the boot and then receding into the shadows there. Oh, thanks, man. You know, it took me a while, and I'm still kind of like, the reason why I do 2D Tuesdays at 2 here on HAPS is to keep myself sharp with the 2D drawing stuff, because I'll tell you, being in VR and being able to make characters in 3D and stuff like that and not have to, draw it out first is very enticing. But it comes at a cost, and that's, the 2D skill set taking a nosedive. So I'm definitely trying to get my fur to look a little bit better. I mean, it's there, but I know what other people do, and it's eons away from what I do. And it's always a work in progress. This is my art journey. I'm nowhere at my destination yet, and I don't think I ever will be. But the only thing I can do is just do my best every single day to get to a possible plateau that I'm happy with. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there that do this way better than I do. So believe you me, I really appreciate everyone that comes in here and says nice things and is very kind with their comments, because it keeps you going. You know, hearing that that positive reinforcement is just, it really feeds the soul. You know. So thanks, Kev. I appreciate you saying that. Just kind of draw the shadow out just a little bit like that. So now we've got that. See that? Kind of just adds a little bit of a foot poking out. What's up, Brad? How are you? So that's the thing, you know, it's like a little dark from the kneecap to the top of the foot because it goes in opposition of where the light is. You know what I mean? So if you have this like this purple color here, right? And say it goes in this direction, right? And then it goes in this direction. Say this is like a leg, you know, and this is like the upper thigh right here. We've got a knee right here, but the light is coming from this direction. Well, then we're going to take this color and brighten it up a little bit and just kiss the top of this with a little bit of light, you know. But also we're going to resample this color and make this part a little bit darker below the kneecap, because this is obscuring the light. This part of the leg right here is being obscured, you know. And then the same thing with this. So it's like a ping pong of bounce light, if that makes sense, you know. And if you can see it, you know, just put the shadow at the bottom of this or something like that, you know. But that, in essence, is the trick right there, you know. And that's just very basic. You can go in there and fine tune it and do a bunch of really cool stuff. But in a nutshell, that's what I'm looking out for when I'm doing this stuff, you know. Oops, forgot to lock that down. Oh, it's on a different layer, that's why. Okay. Layers, layers, layers. Just knock that back a little bit, grab our soft eraser, erase that back. Yeah, the best thing you can do for that, and I've said this a bunch of times when I'm doing little shadows right here, I'm not being arbitrary. I'm looking at the fact that the light is coming from right here, which means it's coming up here. So anything that gets casted is probably going to be underneath, which is why I put the shadows on his shoulders, because his head is blocking a good majority of the shadows there, you know, so on and so forth. But yeah, man. I'm just going to do a quick little background, and I'm going to get out of here because I'm jumping on Haps with some of the team members on Haps and talking about artists in the digital age and all that stuff. So if it sounds fun to you guys and interesting, feel free to hop on in like 15 minutes or so, because we're going to be talking about some cool stuff. And it looks like... Oh, that's why that happened. Okay. And I forgot his antennae, too. Oops. Oh, and I had a crash. Well, I'm glad. I think I saved, what, like, I don't know, 20 minutes ago? That's one thing I can talk about in 15 minutes, what it's like to draw something and have it just disappear on you like that. Fuck. All right, guys. I'm going to bounce on out of here. Lovely to see you, Kev. Hope to see you on here again, or jump on Twitch, because I piggyback Twitch on here as well. But great seeing you. Great chatting with you, and hope to see you guys in about 15 minutes live here on Haps. Take care, and yeah, be good. Thanks.